Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has vetoed Senate Bill 150, a bill that has largely been called anti-LGBTQ legislation. What happens next?
A Letcher County elementary school that was damaged during July's flood is still under construction.
Plus, stormy weather is on tap for later tonight. Tracking the very latest as we head into tonight. Coming up as Mount News at 6 starts right now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Governor Andy Beshear vetoed a controversial bill today that would have banned gender-affirming health care for minors. But lawmakers could still and are expected to override that veto next week.
Transgender advocates organized a protest today to show their opposition to the bill. The group Progress Kentucky formed a small caravan waving flags and signs showing their support for trans rights. Governor Beshear spoke to our sister station WKYT after vetoing Senate Bill 150. He says the bill takes away the rights of parents to make critical and difficult decisions for their children and says it gives those decisions to big government instead. One person traveling with the Progress Kentucky caravan was Doug Price, who says he has 4 grandchildren, one of whom is trans.
The good thing about our situation is her parents fully support her. She has the capability of getting good medical care and that kind of thing. But there are a lot of people who are not in that same situation.
Several of the Republican candidates for governor have released statements regarding Beshear's veto of Senate Bill 150.
Attorney General Daniel Cameron, Kelly Craft, and Ryan Quarles all said today they would support the legislation. Today, I asked Quarles about the bill during a recording of Issues and Answers that will air on Monday.
I would sign the bill. I know that there was going to be legal repercussions of that in terms of lawsuits, but I think a lot of other states have already done this, and that most Kentuckians would agree with most parts of what's in the bill.
To read the statements from other candidates, including Attorney General Daniel Cameron and Kelly Craft, you can visit WYMT.com.
Today, Governor Andy Beshear joined lawmakers and other officials to sign 3 bills that support law enforcement and increase public safety. Senate Bill 89 allows urban county governments to re-employ as needed. House Bill 380 expands the eligibility of potential peace officers to include individuals who have not yet turned 21 years old. And House Bill 540 expands definitions related to the use of school resource officers in districts. Governor Beshear says these laws will help increase safety.
We have worked both to support law enforcement and to increase public safety, knowing it is one of the most fundamental roles of government. But there's still more work to do.
Since taking office, Governor Beshear has awarded nearly $8 million in grant funding to assist state and local law enforcement agencies. Officials with Baptist Health Corbin have announced a change in policy for people visiting their facility. Masks are now optional. The mask policy was put in place when the COVID-19 pandemic started 3 years ago. Baptist Health Marketing and Public Relations Manager Debbie Harden says they still encourage all staff and community members to get vaccinated.
A Boyd County woman is facing charges following a recent indictment for her role in the death of a child earlier this year. Back in February, Kentucky State Police troopers were called to a home on Green Tree Court in Ashland for an unresponsive 2-year-old child. Crews took the child to King's Daughters Medical Center and started treatment, but the child did not survive. On Tuesday, a Boyd County grand jury indicted the mother, Brittany Copadonna, in the case. She was arrested on Wednesday and charged with manslaughter, wanton endangerment, and possession of a controlled substance.
Police serving a search warrant this week ended up leading officers to a large amount of drugs and left one woman facing charges. It happened Wednesday at a house on Eversole Street in Hazard. During the search, Hazard police found more than 8 grams of meth, nearly 35 grams of marijuana, 4 Suboxone strips, drug paraphernalia, nearly $700 in cash, and a loaded gun. One woman who was not identified was arrested and is facing drug trafficking and other charges.
A thunderstorm rolled through Perry County earlier today, downing some trees and knocking out power. WYMT meteorologist Cameron Aaron snapped this picture near Viper Elementary School. You can see gusty winds uprooted some trees there. Others are snapped. Viper Elementary dismissed early because of a power outage. Fortunately, no injuries or major damage was reported.
However, we are not done yet with the threat for showers and thunderstorms as we head through the nighttime hours. We continue to watch areas of steady rain in the Kentucky River Valley, not far from the Mountain Parkway. Estill, Powell, Wolf, Menifee, Morgan, Rowan, Elliott, Lawrence counties, even now getting into Johnson County. A few showers pushing on through. Some of the heaviest rain there just north of the Mountain Parkway and along the Estill and Powell County lines. Everything here is slowly, and I mean very slowly, moving off to the east and the southeast along that stationary frontal boundary that's pushing on through, but we're not done. You see more showers through the bluegrass and back out into West Kentucky. Still cloudy out there. Our Pikeville Medical Center camera at 60 right now, and temperatures remain rather mild all throughout the region as we head through the evening hours. Will be in the upper 50s and low 60s, but I think those temperatures may hold steady or increase through tonight. So your forecast first through the next several hours. 70 as we head towards 7 o'clock with those storm chances increasing through the evening. Guys, I'll have the very latest on when we see a return to some breezy conditions as well in a few minutes.
Thank you, Evan. One school in Letcher County is still recovering after flooding in late July.
WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from Burdine Elementary about how far the school has come since the floods.
Last July, flooding across the region had a significant impact on Letcher County, damaging many structures, including Burdine Elementary School in Jenkins.
A little over 3 feet of water on the outside, but we were very fortunate in that our doors held. It ran about 4 inches of water throughout the building.
Despite the damages, students were still back in class by late September. Now, nearing 8 months since the flooding, the school has made progress in its rebuild. Fresh paint, new doors and windows, new furniture, and tons more.
When we very first opened the building back up, we were opening up without a playground and without a fence. We still are working on the playground end of it, but we have a fence. So progress is being made, and we keep reminding ourselves, build back better, and it's going to happen.
But there is more to come. In a few weeks, officials say construction of the new preschool will take place, with even more work to do over the summer.
They're still going to school on a concrete floor. That probably will not, that floor renovation will not take place until this summer once kids are out of the building. We're going to use this as an opportunity to completely renovate our library.
Despite the visual blemishes, Principal Amanda Anderson says nothing has changed.
It looks different, but everything that goes on inside of it is still the same, and we're caring for kids and taking care of kids that are appreciative for what they do have in this building.
Focused on providing opportunities and showing love to each and every student. In Letcher County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Jenkins Independent School Superintendent Damian Johnson added that the perseverance of the students, faculty, and staff is inspirational, and it's wonderful to see the school being put back together.
It is National Agriculture Week, a week dedicated to learning more about how agriculture fuels and feeds our communities.
Today, students in the Floyd County School of Innovation Ag program received a visit from the Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture, Ryan Quarles.
I got to visit the school this morning as he learned about how the tools our future farmers of America have access to at school. The Floyd County School of Innovation Ag program is focused on educating students about farm-to-table skills using modern technology.
They have completely pretty much just established this container farm and ag program from start to finish.
Principal Christina Crace says 2 years ago the school board purchased the container farm and partnered with App Harvest.
And they come in and give us curriculum for it, and they help Mr. Smith and train him on how to use it, and then he just takes it and runs with it. So he's trained his students, his FFA program, to come in and use it, and it's been a great asset for us, it really has.
Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture Ryan Quarles visited the school on Friday to learn about the skills the future farmers of America are learning. to prepare them for their future.
Well, agriculture is an occupation that's oftentimes misunderstood. It's not cows, plows, and sows anymore. It's about high technology, it's about work ethic, and it's about working smarter, not harder.
Saying the hands-on experiments these students are doing give them impressive knowledge for a skilled future in agriculture.
I was so proud to see an indoor controlled environment grow system where I actually tasted some lettuce that was produced here that's being served in the cafeteria.
Principal Craze says their fresh produce is also sold in the community, adding the school prides itself and making sure students are prepared with the best technology and skills.
We want to be ahead of the game, and we just think with our ag program, having this container farm on site, seeing all these advances that are being made in our state, that we're just right there with them and we're learning and growing at the same time.
In honor of National Agriculture Week, Coral said it is important to remember to thank your local farmers or even visit a farmer's market.
Well, coming up, storms are back in the forecast tonight, already seeing some steady rain in places, tracking all of its progress toward us coming up after this. Plus,
John D. Wilson died earlier this week, but today a reporter and former rival coach remembered Wilson's impact both on and off the court.